everybody, Ethan here with Standing Stone, and today's video is all about heeling. In a previous video with Splash, she showed 3 different drills that you can utilize a handful of orange cones in your front or backyard, and how those specific drills work to kind of help dogs to get better on leash, working through different problems that you can run into, things like this right here. But in that video specifically, she's kind of an old pro. She made all of it look easy. What we're going to do today, and more what I would recommend, is working on one of those 3 drills in a session. Not all 3 of them in a single session like I showed with her. And I've got Hex with me today, who's drastically greener at heeling on leash. And we're going to be doing the 4-corner drill. Cones, leashes, e-collars, all of those things available at standingstonesupply.com. Today we're using DT Systems 1820. Now, in the 4-corner drill, it is as it sounds. There are, is that close enough? Is that too close to the camera? I need to back up? Okay. So there are going to be 4 corners marked out by these cones. They don't have to be terribly far apart, but you can already see these leash manners are not fantastic, right? Which is why we're working on things. We're going to put all 4 corners out for the reason of being able to work on a handful of things. First and foremost, a top mistake that people make is essentially asking their dog to heel and walking with them and kind of letting the dog lead them around. So we're essentially following where Hex wants to go right now. And this is not heeling, though it does look like he's doing okay on leash. I'm basically just following him, okay? The thing that's difficult, though, is to have a clear direction of where you want to go and pick that out without some kind of marker. Now, these markers, like I mentioned before, I believe I did, are more for you than they are for the dog. It gives you a clear direction to walk to. These straight, short points are going to be the visual for you as the handler. Now, what we'll be working on here with Hex is inside turns and outside turns. If he's pulling a lot or trying to lead a lot, we're going to make more inside turns. That's with him on the inside, me going around him. It allows me to use my body to kind of turn him around. See how that works? The outside turns, it's actually going to require him to speed up to kind of keep up with me. So if he starts lagging behind, we may work on a few of those, but we will go around the outside, we'll go back around the outside, and then we can actually crisscross between them. It gives us clear points that us as the handler are walking, trying to encourage our dog to go with us. Now, prerequisites for something like this. He started learning how to heel, or his leash manners, with the easy lead. We made a transition from that to just a slip lead, and how that actually works. Anybody not familiar, the easy lead here is a standard 4.5-foot long leash. You thread the handle through the eyelet of the lead, and then Hex here, good. And then that becomes a slip leash. Now, the cool part about this clip is it actually will clip to any of our O-ring or any O-ring collar for that matter, but all of the Standing Stone flat collars have this O-ring specifically designed to be clipped to. And then you can make one twist underneath that goes up over their muzzle, and that is a figure 8, which is a makeshift head halter. This is a very soft material. It's also springy, so it allows you to apply pressure, and then when you drop your hand, it relaxes, so he can feel pressure on, pressure off. This is a very fast way to work through stopping pulling, and we can start to build a good behavior. Then, I did that really quickly because that's how quick it is here. This is up over his muzzle. Hey, come on. It's up over his muzzle. And if we want that to come off, we just slide it off. And now we have what would be a standard slip leash. This would be a more traditional tool that you've seen, just a slip lead, or some people have probably heard a choke chain, something like that. This is a slip leash. It's going to have pressure and then again, relax, okay? As we progress from there, we start to apply collar pressure. So you will feel a nick on the collar. When I'm tugging, those overlay. And then when we finish this out, That handle comes back out of the ring, and we have a standard 4.5 foot leash. This is the point where hex is at, okay? I can make light corrections here or corrections with the collar, utilizing, in this time, nick as a tap, tap, tap. Anytime I am tapping, anytime I'm tugging on the leash, I'm also tapping the collar for everybody to know what is happening, okay? All of those processes then, outside of that, it just comes into reps, reps, and more reps to build a really consistent dog that doesn't need the collar handling at all, okay? Hex is to the point where he can be distractible. He's a young dog. He's just over 1.5 years or approaching 1.5 years. And there's a lot going on out here right now. He likes to keep his nose into the wind and see if he can catch a sniff of a bird. And we're going to start this 4-corner drill now by making inside turns. He's doing more pulling me, so we'll make inside turns as we go here. Heel. Okay, so we come to this first cone. We're going to heel. We're using this leash as communication. Light tugs. Here comes the turn. Again, like I said, I am tapping the nick button on the collar at the same time as I'm tugging on the leash. Good. So he is requiring, at this point, communication at each turn. He continues to try and take a few steps past, things like that. Be honest. There again. Hey. He is moving forward. If I start to slow down, he's not really paying that close attention. He keeps moving forward. Heel. Good. Heel. Now, some people may be thinking, I wonder what level he is using on that 1820 e-collar. And think levels more about volume and communication to the dog. And it's going to be different for every single dog. It's going to be different for every single situation. So most yard training drills like this, you're going to stay on a pretty low level. That's the nice thing about DT's collars themselves. They have very small increments at the beginning, but then do have, for those more determined dogs, if you need a little higher volume to communicate at, they have that access there on the top end. But right now I'm using approximately a 3 on this 1820 collar. So heel. Good. We'll continue to make these, there you go, that was better. Make these inside turns for him. Again, I have a clear direction in which to walk. Heel. Verbal correction. All of these little things, they're very, very, very small corrections, but that's what they are. I mean, they allow us to communicate with him. What'd you get there? Sticker. Heel. Now, if you watched the other video, you saw how good that Splash did and how distracted this guy is. That's why we're doing things like this, okay? Good. Okay, let's go ahead and switch gears with him. We're gonna go ahead and make some of these outside turns. I would guess that this will be slightly more challenging. He'll continue to try and float to the outside. It'll be good to work through. Heel. I also wanna note, folks, that I am not, I'm not saying heel constantly. I am asking basically one time, heel, maybe a reminder if he seems really lost, but for the most part, heel. Good. Not saying it over and over and over again. We have to think the more that we're talking to our dog, the less that they're listening. And our puppies probably have a little bit of disadvantage of this, as I'm trying to educate people on how to train dogs, explaining what I'm doing. But it means that the words that I say to them have to be clear and concise and consistent. So heel should mean the same thing, or should mean to remain walking on a leash until we ask him to stop doing that. So we don't want to say it over and over and over again. It's a pretty common mistake that I think people make, is it would just be heel, 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 heel. Don't do that, okay? Ask once and then work on the behavior. Good. Heel. Good. All right. Not there yet. We knocked a cone over. Good. There you go. Hey, now we're getting somewhere. Good. We can cross this way. Hey. Just using these cones as a place specifically to walk. There you go. And then again, we can make an inside turn here, go around this. It's kind of the direction he wants to go, isn't it? I want to get back over here where I can sniff into the grass, using my body a little bit to kind of direct him. Lots of distraction, and that's okay. Just keep working on it, folks. This is an example of how a dog kind of in that middle zone that definitely has an understanding of things, but is distracted on a regular basis here. How we can kind of work through those things. It's a lot of communication. We utilize some collar pressure, some leash pressure. Pay attention, continue to work through these. As you are working on them daily, your dog will only continue to get better and better. Try when you go to the field, or try when you set up your training throughout the day or the week, that you incorporate lots of small pieces. Don't think today is the day we're going to spend 3 hours working on heeling and then we'll magically be done. Won't work that way, okay? Do a little bit of obedience work with meals, do a little bit of obedience work on leash, and build that up over time. Lots of smaller reps or shorter sessions. That's how you're going to get the finished product that you're looking for. I'm the guy with the pink gun. This is Hex, the very distracted student of today, and we, folks, will see you in his next video.